chapter in public service begins now. In a groundbreaking event held in Abuja, Nigeria welcomed leaders and experts from across the globe to the first International Civil Service Conference, a platform for reimagining governance in the modern age. With over 30 participating nations, the conference focused on building a smarter, more inclusive civil service, one driven by technology, integrity, and innovation. Delegates explored critical themes ranging from digital transformation to workforce development, ethical leadership, and service delivery reform. Speaking on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to leading change across Africa's public institutions. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation also unveiled forward-thinking reforms already reshaping Nigeria's administrative systems, aligning them with global standards. The conference concluded with a unified declaration, a shared pledge to raise standards, strengthen institutions, and embrace a new era of efficient and citizen-focused service. The first International Civil Service Conference, where global minds met to build the future of public service.
As I round up my remarks, I would like to use this opportunity to welcome you all to Abuja and to this landmark event. Your presence here is a testament to your commitment to public service. Let us seize this moment to strengthen partnerships, ignite transformative ideas, and reaffirm our collective commitment to a world-class civil service that serves with excellence and accountability. While our discussions will be serious and solutions focused, I urge you also to consider Abuja's beauty, hospitality, and vibrance. Enjoy the culture, savor the cuisine, and dance a little if the music moves you. Let this experience be epic. This is our moment. Let us rejuvenate, innovate, and accelerate for Nigeria, Africa, and the world. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I thought you would put your hands together for her again. That is the head of service of Nigeria. She typifies excellence in everything she does. Your Excellency, Mr. President, we also have this morning with us Alhaji Isa Bello Sani. He's a former head of service. Please put your hands together for him. We have heads of service and permanent secretaries that have traveled from different parts of the country to participate in this International Civil Service Conference 2025. Put your hands together for them. Your Excellency, Mr. President, in the last 2 years, you have completely changed the dynamics of the Nigerian economy, preparing it for a future that is stronger, better, and more competitive to participate in the global economy. After this ceremony today, you are going to perform another historic assignment, and that is the signing of the tax bills. The People's Republic of China did it in 1978. And it moved their economy from the 40th in the world to the second largest economy in the world today. India did it in 1991. They were the 76th economy. Today they are the 5th largest economy. Isn't it a thing of beauty that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to change the tax laws today by signing into bill a law? Put your hands together for him. At this point, Your Excellency, Mr. President, I would like to take the goodwill messages. First on our list, and it's going to be a virtual one, His Right Honorable, the Lord O'Donnell, GCB. Put your hands together for him.
Good morning, everyone. In particular, good morning to His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. And a particular good morning to Didi, the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, whom I've had the pleasure of getting to know at other Global Government Forum events this year. I am really sorry I can't be with you all. I would have loved to be there in Abuja, enjoying the conference in person. Instead, I'm here at Wimbledon preparing for this year's championships where I'm on the board. These types of events that you are holding are extremely important. When I was Cabinet Secretary here in the UK, I, like Didi, also started an annual conference for the civil service called Civil Service Live, and it's still going strong some 20 years later. I wanted the conference to help foster a sense of unity, to remind staff who are working in different jobs and all across the country that we all shared one mission, public service, to make people's lives better. And I love the theme of your inaugural conference, rejuvenate, innovate, accelerate. The conference is a great way to connect with your leaders and your peers so that you can share ideas and good practice around these themes. New technologies like AI, global conflicts, climate change, these are some of the trends transforming the priorities of governments around the world and changing the way that we as public servants will need to work. So this conference is also a brilliant opportunity to learn new skills and understand what you'll need to do to be the best possible public servants in a world that is changing fast and is full of new challenges and opportunities every day. I'm confident that you'll all make the most of this fabulous opportunity, and I wish you my very best and hope that this conference goes really well and that at some point I can be out there to join you.
Right Honorable the Lord O'Donnell is the former Cabinet Secretary and head of the UK Civil Service. Next on our list for a goodwill message is David Da Costa Archer Jr. He's Deputy Governor of the Virgin Islands.
Good day. I am the Deputy Governor of the British Virgin Islands, David D. Archer Jr. It is my pleasure to bring you remarks at your International Civil Service Conference taking place in Nigeria. I extend a great appreciation to the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Esther Walson-Jack. Thank you very much for allowing me to give remarks. Now, I deeply regret not being present, but hopefully my remarks can add to what I know will be an amazing conference. After all, the theme, rejuvenate, innovate, and accelerate. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for me? It means doing things differently. It means being innovative, but it really means looking at ourselves and making a decision as to whether or not we are a new version of ourselves every single day. So allow me to couch my brief remarks in the mindset that you might consider for yourself going forward. Are you still passionate about your job? Do you still show up to work every single day wanting to make a difference, not for yourself, but for others? Do you look at your policies, your laws, and say whether or not they're made not for the moment, but for the future? And everyone that walks into your doors and your offices, do you look at them like you will look at yourself? With kindness, with care, and with aspiration. So as you go through this conference, and you will learn everything that you need, from across the shores in the Virgin Islands, I ask one thing of you. As you engage yourself, as you engage others, stop, pause, if needed, look at a mirror. Ask yourself this: am I the best version of myself today that I should be? What is the new mindset? Am I open to technology such as AI? Am I willing to help others become better versions of themselves?
The public servants in this room and listening in the outbuildings also. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I hope I can stand on other protocol already observed, sir. It's really fantastic to see over 10 countries coming together at this first international conference. But I wanted to start with a personal thank you. And let me thank you, Madam, the head of the service, Mrs. Didi Edstow, Bolson Jack, not just for inviting me, which is a great honor, but also to show our appreciation from all international partners about the leadership that you're taking and the improvements that you're seeking in your own service. And I'd also like to, there are so many permanent secretaries with whom the British High Commission works. And across your office, Madam, but also all the federal ministries, I can see very many valued colleagues who give great support to international cooperation, and in the case of the British High Commission, mutual interests of concern. Madam, thank you for building and renewing and refreshing. I think you brought a little bit of rejuvenation and innovation into the relationship between the UK and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I remember you went to see our Cabinet Secretary in number 10 Downing Street, and I know I spoke to him afterwards. He really enjoyed the exchange of insights about the challenges that face both our governments. And I really think the collaboration that you have set up, which includes colleagues from the British Civil Service and the Global Government Forum, that you and your permanent secretaries in your office have drawn in and had a good dialogue with. I'm really delighted that we have a little bit of UK shaping to some of the ideas here. But I have to pay tribute to your team. Looking around this amazing conference in the outbuildings, seeing the agenda, the speakers from over 10 countries, the ideas that you're bringing together, it's fantastic. But I did want to say that I think that this conference and the work that we have in our small way contributed really reflects the spirit or ethos of the modern partnership that the UK and Nigeria is developing, particularly through the strategic partnership that our respective foreign ministers signed in November last year. And this was an ethos of shared commitment, but also mutual respect, and a shared commitment to public service to make the lives of our citizens in both our countries better by our relationship. And if I may be a little bit bold here, let me say that we all know that while the political leadership, His Excellency the President, honourable ministers, you provide the direction and the inspiration, but it's civil servants, it's public servants who have to deliver to get things done. And it's right that our elected leaders in both our countries ask for performance, they ask for passion, they ask for reforms. Now in the UK, my Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, he has set out his own ambitious plan for change. It's called the Plan for Change. It is, if you will forgive me, sir, it's our version of the Renewed Hope agenda. So my Prime Minister is asking me and my colleagues for reform. Reforming by scaling up or down different parts of the civil service depending on the priorities of the government of the day. Reforming by asking senior civil servants like myself to sign performance contracts to which we are held to account. And reforming by asking all civil servants, public servants, to be more agile, to be more creative. For example, by adopting new technologies, artificial intelligence, that's giving us new skills, but also new capabilities. And in Nigeria, you need to make your own decision about what's relevant for your priorities, what's relevant for your people. And I caught the inspiring Minister of Interior earlier this morning. There's such huge ideas and inspiration from your own government, sir. We are learning a lot from being at this conference. Thank you. And I think we all know that we have much to learn from each other I know it's a bit naughty to mention individual countries, but we have huge admiration for the Singaporean civil service. They have such innovation going on in their country also. Let me conclude with a positive and very confident message. In my 2 years here as High Commissioner, I have been so impressed by the courage of Nigerian leaders to tackle difficult issues and launch the big and bold economic reforms now underway, however painful they may be in the short term. I am very confident that these reforms, which are already showing an impact, are absolutely essential for putting Nigeria onto a higher growth path and for creating the jobs and opportunities that I know, Your Excellency, you are seeking for your country. For the transformation that the Master of Ceremonies mentioned that India and China have achieved, that is what we hope to see in Nigeria for all our interests. And of course, these reforms, they're not a solution to all the challenges that the civil servants, my fellow public servants in this room, are tasked with managing on a day-to-day basis across the huge responsibilities of the federal and state governments. But I have no doubt that these reforms put Nigeria on the right track, and I have no doubt that civil servants at all levels are absolutely central to putting those reforms and the benefits of those reforms into practice. So I really do hope that this conference inspires us all to do our very best to implement the policies of the elected governments of the day in all our countries, not just Nigeria, and that we use the conference to learn from each other, to understand each other's challenges, but also each other's innovations. So thank you for letting me join, and you really do have our very heartfelt goodwill for this conference and the reforms underway. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria. We're also being reliably informed there are other guests from different countries that are participating in this ceremony. We have guests all the way from Kenya. Put your hands together for them. We have guests all the way from Ghana. Put your hands together for them. We also have some civil servants all the way from Morocco. Put your hands together for them. Just one candid advice for our guests before they go back. Nobody comes into Nigeria from another country without eating one particular meal. An European leader ate that meal and he asked for that food again and again. Before you go back, make sure you taste the Nigerian jollof rice. Your Excellency, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we've reached the climax of this event, which is to demonstrate the theme for the International Civil Service Conference 2025, which is to rejuvenate, innovate, and accelerate. At this point, for a demonstration of artificial intelligence tool, which has been integrated into our public service, service-wise, GPT as it is called, I would like to invite once again our amiable, dynamic, vibrant head of service. Please make welcome Mrs. Didi Esther Walson-Jack. We'll also invite the technical expert, Dr. Gideon. Please join us on the stage.
So while we wait for Dr. Gideon to come up, we'd just like to say that service-wise GPT, AI tool for the Nigerian public service. Your Excellency, Mr. President, it is my honor to present one of the flagship digital innovations under the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan 2021 to 2025. Let's explore how this works in practice. Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation has many digital initiatives, but today, Service-Wise GPT is one that we would like to demonstrate. So what exactly is Service-Wise GPT? Service-Wise GPT, an AI-powered assistant revolutionizing how public servants access rules, draft memos, and implement policy. This tool puts the full intelligence of the civil service at the fingertips of the officer. Developed entirely in-house by the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, this AI tool supports over 10 use cases, from drafting letters to answering policy queries and analyzing civil service rules. It is securely hosted and accessible via the link ohcsf.gov.ng/servicewise. Let's talk about the results we've seen so far. And so we look at user feedback and impact. The uptake has been remarkable. 73% of users save up to 3 hours a day. 90% would recommend the tool. Use spans across document referencing, research, communication drafting, and data support. It is one of the most used internal innovations in our service today. Now, Mr. President, let us show you how it works live. How does the Nigerian Constitution guarantee accountability in public financial management, and what are the implications for civil servants under the public service rules and financial regulations? Mr. President, that is the result of my question, the answer to my question, coming up on the screen. So I'll go to my second prompt. Service-Wise GPT. Can you summarize the process for disciplining a civil servant according to the public service rules and related circulars. Wait for the answer, it's coming. Service-wise GPT is searching its knowledge base. And here comes the answer. Okay, this is a surprise one for Mr. President. Write a letter to Mr. President by the head of the civil service of the Federation. Here it comes. So service-wise GPT knows who is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It also knows who is the head of the civil service of the Federation. Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. What you have witnessed is the future of work in Nigeria's public service, one where access to accurate rules, procedures, and guidance is immediate and intelligent. Service-wise GPT is not just a tool, it is a culture shift. With your continued support, we will deepen its adoption across MDAs and ensure that no officer is left behind in this digital transformation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the head of service. He said, what we're experiencing is a culture shift. Automation, automation, and automations. Your Excellency, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, can we put our hands together for her again? Excellent, vibrant, dynamic. Your Excellency, Mr. President, civil servants are bureaucrats. They are usually seen and hardly heard. In this hall today, we have so many civil servants. With your kind permission, can we put our hands together for all the civil servants who are celebrating today? And it will not be tidy to have a civil service ceremony without a civil service anthem. So, Your Excellency, they have craved your indulgence that after your remarks before the national anthem, we have the civil service anthem, then the national anthem. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, at this point it's my honor and one of the privileges of my life to invite for his remarks the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Please, you may be seated. Please. Great public servants, great public servants, great public servant. I am extremely delighted to be with you today to flag off this important International Civil Service Conference hosted by the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation. This meeting of minds is an historic gathering and a bold step towards refining governance in an era of rapid transformation. Thank you all for being here. I know the Senate President is represented by Senator Cyril Fasui, Chairman, Senate Committee of Establishment and Public Service, members of National Assembly, honorable ministers, Mrs. Didi Esther Watson-Jack, Head of Service of the Federation. Thank you for hard work and everything you've put together to make together. Head of Service of various states, former Head of Service of the Federation. No matter how and where the political history of any nation stands, it will always transit from one solid reservoir of knowledge to the other. And the civil service structure is there as the fountain of knowledge and reservoir to bring the future together for a country such as ours. The maiden conference today with the theme Rejuvenate, Innovate, and Accelerate is timely, apt, and compelling. It captures our collective ambition to reimagine and reposition the civil service. In today's rapid evolving world of technology, innovation remains critical in ensuring that the civil service is dynamic, digital, ethical, and globally competitive institution. An innovative civil service ensures that we meet today's needs and overcome tomorrow's challenges. Civil servants, here you are. You are not just the backbone of effective administration across borders. I thank United Nations and government of United Arab Emirates and Britain for facilitating the Executive Leadership Program on the leadership and digital literacy. Your initiative have strengthened our senior official strategic capacity and inspired us to aim higher. We look forward to deepening our global partnership and forging a shared vision that lifts every nation through mutual respect, pooled innovation, and collective wisdom. I commend the head of the service of the Federation, Didi Esther Watson-Jack. Thank you very much for outstanding leadership and tireless pursuit of the reform. Your stewardship has driven the successful implementation of the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan for 2021 to 2025. And the music go on. Your achievement is marked by milestones such as digitalizing work processes, continuous learning initiatives, and launching service wide GPT. I've seen it. I got the letter. The homegrown AI to enhance policy execution and efficiency. It's wonderful. Under your guidance, we have seen measurable progress in human capital development, service-wide digitalization, and performance management. The landmark MOU with the United Nations and the program is a bold step that places innovation at the heart of public service reform. It will transform the Public Service Institute of Nigeria into a global center for public service excellence. The partnership underscores a commitment to building a future-ready, tech-savvy civil service. In keeping our commitment to a service response to workers' needs, our administration has prioritized key welfare policies to improve public servants' well-being. This includes the new national minimum wage, the consequential adjustment to salaries arising from the new minimum wage, and the approval of the pension bond scheme. Among others, these policy instruments are social compacts that reflects our recognition of the sacrifice and service of our workforce. People in the right roles. To this end, I have authorized a comprehensive personnel audit and skill gap analysis across the federal civil service to deepen capacity. I urge all responsible stakeholders to prioritize timely completion of this critical exercise to begin implementing targeted reforms and realize the full benefit of a more agile, competent, and responsive civil service. Accurate, secure, and sovereign data is the lifeblood of every reform we pursue. Data is the new oil, but unlike new oil, its value increases the more it is refined and responsibly shared. I therefore direct all ministries, extra-ministerial departments, and agencies to capture information rigorously, safeguard it under Nigerian Data Protection Act of 2023, relate it usefully for public value, ensure the highest data protection and privacy standard. We must let our data speak for us. We must publish verified data assets within Nigeria and share them internationally recognized repositories. This will allow global benchmarking organizations to track our progress in real time and help us strengthen our position on the world stage. According to this platform, within local and allied data centers, it preserves privacy and upholds data sovereignty. Upon this foundation of trusted, protected, and globally accessible information, we shall practice evidence-based governance, climb international ranking, and build a proactive public service that anticipates the need of every Nigerian. This conference must be more than a ceremonial gathering or a talk shop. It must catalyze real change. I charge all public service leaders and stakeholders to return to their institutions with renewed determination to infuse our system with energy and purpose, embrace innovation as a duty, and accelerate implementation of policy and services that improve the lives of all Nigerians. The time to act is now. Today, we must unite under the shared idea of service excellence. We commit to forging partnership that transcend national boundaries, harness technology for the greater good, and elevate the civil service as a beacon of hope and progress for all nations. On this note, I declare the 2025 International Civil Service Conference open. I wish you fruitful deliberations and outcomes that translate into real action and success of our country. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, Your Excellency. The studio, the civil service anthem in honor of all our civil servants within and outside the country. Afterwards, the national anthem by the Brigade of Guards. Thank you.
There were obstacles and there were hurdles that we had to face. There were challenges and there were struggles that we had to brace. Now there's a sound of change that is coming, a journey towards a transforming and rebuilding a system that will stand the test of time. Yes, we're building a system that will stand the test of time.
Efficient, productive, incorruptible, citizen-centered and epic culture.
This is the Federal Civil Service. Our mission is clear as day. This is a call for transformation. This is a vision for change. A citizen-centered epic culture. Join us to move Nigeria forward. This is the Federal Civil Service. We are marching to greatness.
Creating new possibilities, rebuilding capacity. Serving the people with excellence and honesty. Where there's a drive, where there's inspiration, partnership and innovation. Yes, we're building a system that will stand the test of time. Oh, yes, we're building a system that will stand the test of time. Oh,
This is the Federal Civil Service. Our mission is clear as day. This is a call for transformation. This is a vision for change. A citizen-centered epic culture. Join us to move Nigeria forward. This is the Federal Civil Service. We are marching to greatness. Marching to greatness.
where technology meets innovation for sustainability. Civil servants rewarded for excellence and creativity. Yes, a strong civil service means hope for our country.
This is the Federal Civil Service.
This is a call for transformation. This is a vision for change. A citizen-centered ethnic culture. Join us to move Nigeria forward.
Abuja to the world. The first International Civil Service Conference has sparked fresh ideas, bold reforms, and global partnerships, all committed to building smarter, stronger, and more citizen-focused institutions. But this is just the beginning. Let's keep the conversation going. Follow us for more updates on civil service transformation. Like, subscribe, and share this video to inspire others around the world. Together, we can shape the future of governance.